What's up, guys? Can you hear us?
I think it's scheduled in 2 minutes. So
No,
if
it's
you have
on.
it
I just clicked go live. It's on.
already, cool, awesome, it's working. Hey guys, how's it going?
Wait for people to get in.
I, this is funny, man. Is this about AI? You guys think that I lost so much freaking weight and I'm an avatar? Is this the question? Listen, man, I don't think I could teach martial arts. Not anymore. I mean, that was ages ago, and I'm struggling with walking to the kitchen at the moment at my age. You know what I mean? So that's funny. I had so many questions about the weight. It's like, holy shit, you lost so much weight. So maybe people
You had a
thinking
shit
I'm
ton
an
of
I'm
those
an AI
questions.
I'm an AI avatar or something. That's actually hilarious. Yeah, what's up, man?
Hello, question. How to make marketable anime models? Bro, don't sell 3D models. It's like a fucking waste of time.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you,
I
for
mean, I mean,
example,
there's exceptions like Jama, for example, who sells these mega packs with extreme levels of detail and experience. But if you're trying to sell like one average model on a marketplace for $2, like it's a
you
waste of time.
well, you could niche the, like there's a lot of people making money now with STL files. Okay, so this is why we dropped the course on 3D printing because a lot of people don't have a printer and they can still make money. So what people do is they model stuff that's really popular and kind of not collect, well, kind of collectible, and sell STL files, right? And there are many ways of making these files. There are many ways of modeling, etc. You can focus and niche down, and people can actually make pretty decent money on this. You could make somewhere between 5 to 10K even a month if you really focus on it, right? But selling like ready-made models is a bit more difficult because you would need to first of all you need to focus on one thing, definitely niche down and specialize in something, like for example selling specific type of models, right? And then you would need some kind of an outlet, so you need to let people know that you're actually doing it, which is the most difficult part to do, because on the internet no one knows you. I mean, look at, so we have quite decent following, and there's quite a lot of people that have no idea that things exist, like certain courses or videos, and it's just too much information out there. So you would need to make sure that people know about you, which is the biggest issue, right? And the toughest thing to do. And on these platforms, you're gonna be competing against other things. Like if you're gonna, for example, post on CG Trader, you're competing against courses, just like Gumroad, right? Courses, add-ons, other creators. It's a massive market. So
It's for most people, it's largely a waste of time because their skill set's not where it needs to be to actually make that a lucrative area. That's just the honest truth there. I mean, you're better off just selling your skills and improving in the actual niche you wanna get better in.
well, you gotta start somewhere. So you start somewhere and you see how it goes. Just like on YouTube, if you wanna start YouTube, you gotta start somewhere. Start posting and get better when you're doing it. Because I was actually recording a video yesterday. I might re-record it because I went on a tangent against wokeness. But you gotta start, right? You gotta start and get better when you do while you're doing something. There's no other way to do things. You cannot just wait till you're perfect or wait till you have like an amazing set of skills, because then you cannot really start doing anything. You just have to start doing it, okay? And you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna get people commenting that this is crap, this is not so good, but whatever. Just keep going, and if you If you believe in whatever you're doing, you're gonna get there. But just
Yeah.
focus. That's the most important thing. You gotta focus, right?
Uh, how can Blender be integrated better in architecture modeling? We don't do architecture
Awesome.
modeling, so that's not our niche. But what I do know from architecture is you need to be extremely good at lighting. It's extremely important. I think AI is going to make that significantly easier. So you're not going to have to assemble crazy scenes anymore. But in terms of specifics about that, I can't answer that question. That's not our niche. We don't do architecture stuff. What's up, bro? Greetings from Mexico. You both guys give good tutorials. Awesome, bro. I appreciate that. Let's see. I've been working with Blender for about 6 months, but I feel stuck with my progress. Any tips or tricks for people that have been doing Blender for a bit? Where are you stuck exactly? Which area? Is it and what are you trying to accomplish exactly? Because that's very, very broad. I mean, people have many different goals, and we can't really help you with that without some specifics. Usually it boils down to you're repeating the same things that don't need fixed. Like a lot of people, I'll give you an example. A lot of people will have all the modeling tools handled. They'll learn Blender, they'll learn how to model, no problem. And they'll just continue to improve their modeling. And it's like, dude, you don't need to improve your modeling. You need to improve how your designs come together or how your presentation looks. It's usually like the issue you keep focusing on is not the real bottleneck. Just give us some more specifics and I'll lend a hand.
Mm.
Perry, what's up, man? Steve, what's up, bro? Moore, I have no clue how to pronounce your name, but what's up, man? Is Cycles render engine on Blender better than Redshift? No idea. I only use Cycles. Don't use anything else. What one engine I use personally was Keyshot. I like Keyshot a lot, but the only reason I like Keyshot was because it had a library of pre-existing textures for hard surface models. That's actually where we got the idea to build Material Works, because if you have cycles in the same set of textures, you can get pretty much identical results to Keyshot. So cycles is fine, guys. You don't really need to use anything else unless you want to. Ryu, don't go from the bottom ones. Read the comments in order, or you're gonna skip people. So let's go in order.
All right, cool. Just wondering.
That's a better idea.
Yeah, good
Is
point.
cycles render? Oh, we just did that one. Currently, I'm modeling a fully complete SWAT cats fighter jet. Should be done by 2030. There's a guy we follow, Nika Zaudaushvili, however you pronounce his name. He has some of the most like insane, like
Zucashvili, I
complicated
think
hard
he's
surface
Georgian.
designs you can find online. They're extremely detailed. Probably took him months to make, but you should check out some of his stuff as well. I think he started doing tutorials on YouTube as well, which is great.
He's streaming, yeah. Just
Yeah,
for
he's
fun.
streaming as well, so you could check that out. My lighting is all. I need to do a different lighting setup for next time. I look like a fucking zombie. We'll get something for next time. Ryu, your mic is a bit soft. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think you need to increase it or go closer.
Well, what I could do is I could set automatic. I could actually push it up a bit. Hang on. How's it now?
But I can hear
Better?
you fine. It's just a bit quiet, but it should be fine.
Better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Cool.
Yeah, but I haven't been improving for 2 to 3 weeks. Is this the same guy from before? Well, again, bro, I need more context. What are you trying to accomplish? And
It's
when you
not
say
in,
improving, what like there's
It's not
That
even
doesn't
this.
mean too
What
much. We need
what's your
some
level right now?
specifics.
Because when you're on a higher level, you're gonna be improving way slower than when you're starting. So
A lot of people like
you know,
think of it like this. There's thousands of different operations and situations you can encounter in Blender modeling. Thousands. You have like all sorts of like Boolean techniques, bevel. There's so many like small things you can do. And a lot of people get stuck on like the stuff they're not really going to use in their workflow. All you really need is that tiny like set of tools. And once you like razor focus in on that, you can expand out even further and rapidly people get surprised all the time when we make these claims of you can learn, 3D modeling, hard surface modeling in 2 weeks. It's a fact. And we have thousands of, results to prove that. That's because we're not focused on a bunch of random stuff. We're literally pinpointing the most important tools that you're going to use 80% of the time, the 80/20 rule essentially, and you're going to expand out from that. You shouldn't be like improving for weeks on end. You should have the full workflow sorted in a couple of weeks max. So again, we need some more specifics. If you are just kind of winging it on YouTube, grab our accelerator. It's just going to have you sorted in about 2 weeks of time.
I have a
You're
video on this.
you're going way too far down, Ryu. You need to
Really?
go
That's the
yeah.
top comment I'm seeing.
No, you're not going in order.
Okay, go for it then. Because I think I lost the track here.
Yeah, I think you did. It's fine.
So many comments.
Sadicus, thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Cheers, mate.
Do you guys make the majority of your income from selling courses, or do you guys also work for companies? No, we're running Blender Bros full time, bro. I'm not working for any company.
We're declining offers if we get them. We don't have time. Really, no time. Seriously, just no chance.
It's like I'd rather do this. So yeah, we're doing Blender Bros full time. I have zero interest in where I prefer teaching. It's more fun, more fulfilling as well, because then we get comments like this and people get to learn very quickly. I managed to sell a few things on CG Trader. Yeah, right what Josh said, model stuff that people are really interested in or uber unique. Never knew wrestling shoe 3D models were new. It was interesting. I was looking for like a 3D printer 3D model for our new course. I could not find a decent one anywhere to be found. I would have paid like $100 for it, like no problem, but it didn't exist. So there's situations like that, but it's also very niche. Maybe not many people need that. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I personally don't think like selling like cheap assets is a good thing to do by any means. Question: how to make good lighting and composition in videos? If you want to see I would grab the Rendering University program that goes through that pretty deeply. But good lighting and composition, Ryu, you're probably more apt to speak about that.
Video is a bit different because you can start with still photography and images and renders, but if you are after composition and lighting in a video, you should go specifically after content that teaches that. We don't teach that. I mean, Rendering University is going to give you a tremendous amount of knowledge on essential things that they go into lay foundations for anything in terms of rendering, because it's a bit of a misleading name because it says Rendering University, whereas in fact you are going to learn a lot about, how to understand negative space, visual anchors, how it all works basically, but it's also going to help you become better at modeling because these things are connected. But composition and lighting in video, which is a motion picture, it's very different. If you look at the still frame and the frame doesn't move, your brain will slowly start seeing things that are, wrong with the frame. But when frames are moving at 24 or 29 frames per second or faster, you can't notice that, right? So the composition and lighting in the video is understood in terms of sequence of images, not just one image. So it's a bit different. And also frame, you can get away with with things you can't get away in still photography or rendering, but you also have other problems, like for example, zooming, panning, transitioning, editing. Editing is huge for video as well, right? And that's also gonna impact composition and your shot. So it's a completely different, kettle of fish. So you should find some really good content at some point, right? On you learn the basics, but then go after a specific content on this. That's what I would do. Just like when you're shooting photography. Let's say you're a photographer and you're shooting people, which is what I used to do. I used to do portrait photography, right? But if I went into product photography, it's a completely different stuff, right? You bring the basics with lighting, composition, and everything, but the way you shoot it is different because you're shooting for advertising, which is completely different thing. So the narrative, the storytelling, everything is different. So yeah, it's kind of similar, but the basic is the same. The basics are the same, but the nitty gritty of the stuff is very different.
Yeah,
And
I
and my
think
and my advice is start simple. That's like like when people start shooting images, they usually want to get fancy with lighting. No, start simple. Okay, start simple and build on that. And that's that's what I can advise you on. But I would definitely get some serious proper education in that specific niche.
I'm in a job that doesn't allow me to be more skillful. And what do you mean it doesn't allow you? Are they like watching you 24 hours a day to make sure you don't work on any hobbies? But that feeds my family. What should I do? I mean, obviously, like, don't quit the job that's supporting your family, of course. Um, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure what you mean by it doesn't allow me to be more skillful in 3D. What do you mean by that?
I
Are they
wonder
like
if this is.
physically like restraining you from working? Not
No,
sure
I
I
think
follow.
it's a time constraint. Probably so busy can't do anything else. But that's my assumption. Is this correct?
Yeah, explain what you mean there, and we'll try to help.
Mm.
Um, should I make asset packs instead of single model? Again, we're not selling like asset packs or single models at all. I know it works for people. Like we've bought like Jama's packs for hundreds of dollars, and they've been worth the money. But he has like a very unique skill and completely over delivers on like those are assets that would take us months to make.
Well, there's a whole
So
team over there, right? It's not one person.
exactly.
It's a whole
Yeah. So
team.
if you're like a single, you know, guy just working on models and you're trying to like sell a single model that nobody
You,
needs for $10, I mean,
you could start with
there's a lot
single
of
model and
nuance.
build a pack out of it, but to see, like, guys, whatever you do, there's this one simple rule, yeah, focus and niche down. Like, the more focused you are, if you want to make asset packs, pick something that you really like. It's like with starting, I don't know, YouTube channel. If you pick, I get this question so many times, like, what's the best, what's the best thing to get into to make money with 3D? This is not the right question to ask. You should do something that you really like, okay? Because you're gonna be doing it for a long time. The only way to get good at something is to do it for a long time and stick to it. Doesn't matter how hard it gets, you gotta stick to it, and eventually it's gonna get better and easier. You're gonna get, make more money and be more knowledgeable. So the same with asset packs or selling models, whatever, you can do that. But whatever you do, you just gotta pick something you really like, and eventually you're gonna have enough stuff for asset packs. And then maybe then you will find, and also you need to study the market. So you need to study what people want. So if there's something that you like to do and something that people want, boom. You see what I
That's
mean?
perfect.
You you
There's,
d- you,
go
you
ahead.
don't create an offer before you know if it's going to sell, because you're gonna put a lot of money, a lot of time into something that will not work. So what you just like in marketing, you need to research what market needs, and if this is within your niche, then you need to deliver.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works.
There was an offer we ran a few years ago, and we just assumed people wanted it. We
Yeah,
assumed it was needed.
yeah.
Well, like we thought this is what people want instead of doing any sort of investigative research, just like
Yeah.
basic. So we made it. We spent a couple weeks making it, and it flopped, right? Because
Mm,
nobody wanted it. The market
yeah.
didn't care. I thought it was important personally, and objectively, it probably was.
Yeah.
but you can't force it down the market's throat if that's what they don't want. So it's
Mm.
actually a new feature we've been using on you can use it on ChatGPT and Grok as well. It's called the deep research function. So you can use the deep research tool and it'll literally like scalp forums and the internet for issues that people are having in your niche. And that's kind of how we built our recent 3D printing course, right? There were lots of like, we were like, okay, what else should we add in here that people are struggling with? We used that deep research function, took us a few minutes. That would have taken us hours or even weeks otherwise, right? So you really need to kind of figure out like what do people want? What are they buying? Don't just throw stuff out there. Like before I even started this brand, a lot of you guys don't know this, but like 12, 10, 11, 12 years ago, I made a course, like a little course on Udemy, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that
Uh,
one. The
it was like a free
turntable.
one. It was super old. But for some reason, this was before that actually, and that one
Oh
just blew up for some reason, and I didn't try to do too much there. But I think the issue when I tried to sell stuff was I just assumed I could post something that I thought was cool, and then it would just automatically be sold. Nobody knew it existed, right? Nobody wanted it either.
yeah,
So
don't
you
sell
really have to
what's
start thinking. Go ahead.
yeah, like don't sell what you think it's cool. Sell what people want. You can't make people want something. You need to meet their expectations with your offers. So it's the other way around. You research first, you find out what they want, and then make sure that it's something you would like to do as well, and then you can really deliver good shit. Like we love doing 3D, I love modeling, okay? I love teaching, right? Just we both like sci-fi modeling, and so this we do something that we really enjoy. This is why Joe said that we're not interested in working for other companies because we're not. Even if I got an offer tomorrow from from the Star Citizen or whatever, I would say no because I'm not interested. It would be cool. Not gonna say I wouldn't. I'll be cool. I'll be very excited and sort of like wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't do it.
Bro,
It's just not what I
people
want to
try
do.
to make it like a gotcha moment. Oh, you're not working for. Oh, no, we're not. I have
No,
no interest at all.
zero interest there.
Like zero. I just don't want to do that, right? And we've gotten plenty of offers, and we're just like, no, not particularly interested. So yeah. Anyways, moving on from that. Do you think that it's possible to specialize both in organic sculpting modeling and hard surface? Yeah, yeah.
Y-
I mean, that's what Dustin was doing.
Yeah.
Go
In,
to our go to blenderbros.com/testimonials. There's videos on the top. Look at Dustin's video. He was doing
mm,
exactly that. He was doing organic sculpting and modeling and
yeah.
turning it into hard surface. It's like a hybrid workflow. It's
He
more technical, but you can do it.
he started in Blender and then he ventured off into ZBrush very deep.
Mhm.
He was a student of I don't remember this guy's name. What was his name? He was one of the top guys in the industry in terms of VFX and video production because he wanted to get into film production, right? And he got really deep into master classes and education on ZBrush, and his work was very advanced. And he was combining ZBrush with Blender. And if you're gonna be creating armor sets or helmets or whatever, it's still hard surface. It's organic. I mean, it's but it's still hard surface. So, yeah, you should in fact merge these two workflows because I remember that if you look at the professionals, like if you go on ArtStation and you look at these top guys who are posting some really cool stuff, you're gonna see like 6 or 5 different softwares used. You're gonna be like Plasticity, Blender, ZBrush, Keyshot, Substance Painter, whatever. They use multiple softwares. They use something. I mean, they use everything they need for the specific job or for their workflow. So they decide what they want to do, and they find tools for it. Just like we found Hardouse's box cutter and mesh machine tools for our workflow because that's what completely makes sense. And you can use these add-ons for Ngon workflow, for SubD workflow. We have a course on SubD where I'm using add-ons over there, like I don't know, 10 add-ons to make it faster. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna use all the tools available, professionals, right, in order to get the job done as soon as possible and in the best and most easy way possible. That's what they're gonna do, right? So that's what you should do. If that's your interest, simply find tools that allow you to do it better. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, definitely possible.
Mm.
Morning from New Zealand,
Hey, man.
quite far away.
Oh, yeah, it's
Actually,
actually
you're
early
kind
over
of.
there. Holy cow. Wait a
How
minute. It's
far
like, what,
is?
3 o'clock over there?
Yeah, it's you're near. How far is New Zealand from
It's
Japan? How
6
bad is
o'clock.
my
It's 6
geography?
o'clock in here. It must be like 5 o'clock over there.
What's the time zone difference from Japan? Do you know?
I think it's like an hour or 2 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
I don't know. Let me check this out. New Zealand, it's like 4 a.m. or something. Insomnia? What's up, man?
Piri,
Oh, no,
Redshift
wait.
is
It's actually
more.
later. My bad. It's
It's later.
8:54.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
Um, can you guys tell us how you're both incorporating the new manifold Boolean solver?
I think I have a video on this one. Either I do or I think I do.
I have a
And
video coming on it soon, actually. I mean,
yeah,
most like it's very. Did the video drop already? I think it did. I'll link it. It's very like nuanced. It's not like a big thing you're going to use a ton for like an average workflow.
the
But
difference is, go ahead.
yeah. So I guess I'm just going to link the video if I can find it. But if you have, for example, an edge and you have three faces like going into that edge, that by default is a non-manifold object. I've made a video on this. You can't like force it to be manifold. What's cool, and this might actually be part of the solidify modifier. Again, I'll have to link it. But there's an update to the solidify modifier as well, where I don't remember what it's called, but when you use the solidify modifier, it'll actually turn it manifold. I can't really explain it here. You'd have to watch the video. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. It's not something you're gonna like heavily rely on.
From what I remember, is that the manifold modifier is, I mean, the Boolean is a bit like, it's actually the same or similar concept as the exact. And the fast now is called, what was it called now? They changed the name, I forgot.
You have fast, you have exact, which they
No, no,
renamed.
no,
They
fast,
renamed it.
they renamed the fast one, right? To
Oh, they
something
renamed
else.
fast to something
Yeah, I don't
else, and then
remember
you
what
have
it was.
exact, then you have manifold.
But the exact modifier, I mean, the exact and manifold actually work in the same way, just the manifold is a little bit more fiddly and sort of requires way more precise geometry and setting. But they kind of similar use, to be honest. You know, you use them when you have
Yeah.
surfaces that are overlapping in terms of position in 3D space. So you can actually cut through, because if you use the standard modifier, you can't. But the difference between them, and I think I remember Chip Walters told me that, you know, the creator of GitHub, he said that it was ages ago when they introduced it, that I forgot what I was saying. Shit, I'm getting old, man.
I don't remember.
The exact modifier you wanna use sporadically when you really need it. The same as manifold, because it's going to have a larger impact on a scene in Blender. So this is why by default you should be using the basic modifier and then use the other two when you really need them. So when the basic modifier doesn't work, that's when you know when you need to use it. So when you need to use exact, just play between these two and you're gonna be fine. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But stick to the normal modifier. They in the, how is it called? I forgot. Hang on, let me check this. I'm curious now because I forgot. It used to
I
be
have a
called
technical
fast.
question. How easy remove vertical or horizontal edge loops? I don't know what you mean. Just press Control X, limited dissolve. I don't know like what the context is there. You would just press Control X and then run a limited dissolve on that. Or if you want to delete it, you can do that too.
Oh, it's called. Wait a minute.
Do you guys still use Marmoset?
It's called float. That's the one.
Yeah, it's called Float. That's the update.
I don't know why, but you know, there you go.
Doesn't matter too much. I think it's because of the precision, but not sure. Do you guys still use Marmoset? Haven't used it in a while. No, it's great
The,
if you're doing baking.
the Marmoset 5 has interesting features now. You can bake bevels and barbecue. Zen barbecue. I don't know actually works with it, so it's interesting. You can export the because you can add procedural bevels with Zen Barbecue. The cool thing about Zen Barbecue is you can add. It's an add-on, by the way, from Sergey Tyapkin, the same guy who came up with Zen UV, and you can create procedural bevels of different size for different edges, which is amazing because that's what you want to do when you model. And then you can export it directly to Marmoset toolbag and bake it, which is kind of cool. So now I think the game mastered workflow is going to be going towards replacing the low poly to high poly workflow, unless you're working for a mobile device gaming, right? But if you're going to be working for a regular game, I don't think you're going to be needing the low poly anymore, because you can even bypass the mid poly beveling, which was one segmented bevel plus the weighted normal modifier, and you were exporting it as a high as the as a, as a model to for the baking. But now I don't think you're gonna even need to worry about low poly, since you can bake the bevels, and this is usually where the most amount of geometry, is involved, right? So yeah, it's the game master's workflow is slightly changing, becoming
Yeah, I mean, with
simpler.
with the AI developments, a lot of the old technical requirements are just going to be gone completely.
Mm, agreed.
Hey, I want to learn how to create game assets. Is there a specific course for it? Yeah, just go to our store. We have a full training for specifically for hard surface game assets and how to use like ngons and shit like that. Highly recommend.
Yeah, if you're not needing organic sub-D driven models, then I would grab this one. And if you need sub-D, there is a sub-D course as well. But you make sure you know how to use add-ons, because this course is add-on heavy. I'm not joking about in this course, man. It's supposed to be fast and painless because I hate sub-D. It's just
Yep.
too slow and too boring. Um, I always felt like sub-D is kind of cock blocking my flow. Do you know what I mean? Like you can't really rush, and sort of like your mind is ahead of what you're doing in Blender. I was always annoyed, and so I'm not a fan of sub D. It's an interesting puzzle, and it's a good tool to learn for sure. It's a must have if you're a hard surface modeler, because you never know when you're gonna need it. But it's a good thing to understand it, because it gives you a good understanding of topology and how it works on a different level. But if you don't need it, don't use it. So
Yep.
yeah, the game asset course is gonna teach you the workflow that you need, kind of efficient workflow. There's also a system we placed in place called MET-T, so modeling, automation, triangulation, and decimation, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So if you're doing hard surface game assets, if you're not deforming it, you don't need sub D, you don't need quads. You need to learn how to model and then
Mm,
automate the unwrapping process, decimate
yes.
everything, which to be fair is probably going to be a thing of the past within the next few years in terms of the poly count. And
Yeah.
then triangulation, which is going to allow you to use ngons in the game engine essentially.
Mm.
So much like bad information out there. People are like, "Oh, you can only have like clean quad topology." I'm like, it's getting triangulated anyways. It's just like baffling that people still say that in 2025.
We had discussions with people who work for a guy who worked for Pixar, and he said that they were using n-gons on meshes on the characters, but they were just hiding them in a bag. So, triangles, angles, they just didn't care as long as you can't see it. So there's a lot of corner cutting in the industry, because it saves time and resources. So yeah, you need to, it's like, in order to get a job with a law firm, you need to know the basics and you need to be really good at something. But then eventually you're gonna be kind of venturing into very specific, kind of a niche in terms of work, and you don't really need to know that much, okay? So you need that knowledge in the beginning, but you're gonna be doing something very specific anyway. And probably when you get to, if you wanna work for a gaming company, usually what they do is they, put you in a specific position and let you grow to the senior position, right? And you're gonna be doing one boring specific task for a very long time. But you need to have some specific skills to get in, or start your own gaming company, whatever you want to do. So these
Mhm.
tools are good to know. And one of our guys in our community, Andrew, he runs his own gaming company right now, and they're working on a fifth game right now. And he said to me that he started as a modeler, modeling stuff, but when you get to game dev, you're just gonna be doing so many other things, and modeling is gonna be just, you know, a very rare occasion, basically. So, you know, again, you're gonna be juggling a lot of tools you need to get the job done. Just like, you know, like someone asked about ZBrush and Blender, it's the same thing.
Yep.
Mm.
Muscle memory has made me more efficient without and with add-ons, thanks to both of y'all. Well, I appreciate that, but I mean,
Good
it's
stuff.
really at the end of the day, it's just you working when you're doing the same operations repetitively. It just gets ingrained into your head, so you're not even thinking about it. This is why we
Right.
say like use the tools to just make the workflow as efficient as possible.
Mm. I had a
I don't.
question on
I'm
my
still. What's that?
I had a question on my YouTube channel, like I think 2 days ago. Someone was saying like, how the hell on the machine tools video? How the hell am I supposed to learn all these Pi menus? Bruh, practice.
It's that simple. It's actually baffling how like many people still refuse to use paid tools to make their workflow quicker. It's actually like quite sad to see. Like some people just straight up refuse to use any sort of tool to make it quicker.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
kind of
like,
funny, man.
I can't help you there. So yeah, I just want to master low poly childish models and sell. I'm not sure what that is, and sell my assets in stock sites. Do you have any suggestions about making this a full-time job for that particular thing?
What's a childish model like for kids? I mean, like toys. What?
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm not too sure what you mean. Just
Yeah,
expand on that a bit. Um, yeah, Blender, like any other programs, has a huge spectrum of things to learn. I've been using Blender for 5 years now, and I still don't know anything. Let me let you guys in on a little secret. I
mm,
barely know how to use the compositor. I barely know how to use nodes. I barely know 90% of the menus in Blender. I don't know most of the software, contrary to popular belief, but I do know very well a small set of tools for my particular niche. It's a very, very unique set of tools, and you don't need to learn anything else at all. This is why, like, you can legitimately get very, very good, specifically with hard surface, in a very short period of time. There's like a very small set of tools you need to learn. And then from there, once you have the foundation, you can expand out on that. Kind of like a language, right? Like languages, is probably a couple thousand words, verbs, phrases you'll be using in daily conversation.
yeah.
Learn those and then branch out and start learning random words that you wouldn't use so often. And that'll just happen with day to day practice.
Mm,
After 20 years of professional work with 3ds Max, Cinema 4D, and Blender, I was burned out, had no motivation, everything felt boring. Now, after a 2 year break, I'm back at it. Breaks are very important. I, I actually agree with that. There's some days where you just feel like burnt out, and if you force it, you're going to feel like worse. So, the days I have a lot of energy, I double down on that. So, the days when I don't have it, I can like not work if I don't want to, and I'll feel great doing that. But yeah, I totally understand what you mean. So take breaks when they're needed. Um, hey bros, what is this eternal debate about topology? My workflow from scratch is ref research, then drawing the silhouette in 2D, then design in 3D using hard ops and box cutter, then retopo if needed. Like most of this
yeah.
topology, like perfect quad nonsense came from old workflows before the
Yeah.
technology was developed, right? If you go into like I can disprove this almost immediately. Anybody who's like you need quads. If you go into a CAD software, go into SolidWorks, go into Plasticity, go into Moi 3D, any sort of software that does not use polygons, export it and bring it into Blender, the topology is shit. It's terrible. That's because those softwares do not care about the topology. They don't even use topology. They care about the design and what they're going to be doing with that, particularly if you're deforming the asset or maybe your pipeline requires quads. Yeah, it's important. But for the vast majority of people, they're like trying to model in quads when it's a complete waste of time. So I have the same question as you. I don't know why there's this internal debate about it, but I don't think it's ever going to go away because people have been like force fed this so much. And
It's kind of like old people saying back in our days shit was different. Same thing, man.
yeah,
You know.
and applying that to current day, it's just like, what the hell? What's up, man?
That's actually a lot of that's actually the reason why, for example, we have these questions coming often from people who said that they went to university, and that's the problem because they've been taught by people who just teach outdated methods. And if you're a teacher, look at doctors, right? You go to a doctor who's a bit older. What they're gonna do is they're gonna be at some point riding on their general knowledge, and if someone is a really good doctor, they're going to be staying current and they're going to be reading the bulletins and whatever is coming out. But there's a lot of lazy doctors who just going to write on whatever they know and think they know everything, which is really dangerous way of thinking. So, and that's what happens in schools. Teachers get lazy, and if you find a lazy teacher who's not really exploring new solutions and technology, then they're just gonna teach you outdated shit because it's comfortable and easy for them. Do you see what I mean? Like, they don't have to put effort. And granted, if they're getting a shitty salary, they're just not motivated. So kind of can't blame them. But if someone is actually going to teaching profession, they should have this kind of passion for delivering the right knowledge, because they are they're bringing a new generation of whoever they're bringing up, right? And it's their responsibility to give them the best knowledge possible. So, like Josh said, like, we may not be, for example, knowledgeable in all kinds of tools in Blender because A, it's not possible. Two, I don't think it's smart way to work. But we are very knowledgeable in terms of hard surface modeling because that's the only thing we do. That's it. Right?
Precisely. And that's why we get people very good very quickly, because we're not focused on everything. Focus on a very, very small set of things, and we get you very good at that very quickly.
And that's why our courses are focused as well. We're not doing character modeling because it's not our niche. Our niche is, hard surface sci-fi. So if you're gonna see stuff coming from us, it's gonna be always oscillating around this angle because that's what we want to do. That's what we like doing. So why would I want to do something that I'm not really interested in? Do you know what I mean? And also, this would require us to jump on another subject, which means stop doing what we're doing right now, or allocate less time to what we do right now, and
Yep.
allocate time to something new. And this could even backfire. So then you're wasting time. So whatever you do in life, you have to double the fuck down on whatever you're doing. Once you find the thing you want to do, just fucking go for it. That's it. And there's no other way you will get better and things gonna improve, because the repetition is gonna just simply get you there.
Yep. I do 3D CGI work for clients. Initially got some clients because of one viral video, but later nothing happened. And I'm doing freelance full time, so currently struggling to get high ticket clients.
That's a good question.
It is a good question, because it's like there's always a bottleneck within the business. It's like, do you have the traffic coming in? If the answer is yes, great. Are you able to convert that traffic on your offer? If the answer is no, you got to figure out where that problem is. Is it the pricing? Is it the actual offer, the communication, the market? There's many things it could be. And then finally is obviously your pricing, which we could discuss pricing all day. I'm by no means an expert on that, but yeah, I mean, you have to figure out where your actual bottleneck is. Obviously, one viral video might give you a nice initial boost, but that's not going to sustain things. That's why, like Ryu and I, we don't try to go for views. We try to go for very niche content, which attracts the right type of people to our products. Like, I could have continued when I started the channel pushing viral video content. I decided to stop. Some of my old videos with millions of views, they're hidden. You can't even watch them anymore because I don't want just like the dopamine junkies coming to the channel.
Yeah, because it's ruined the algorithm. It's like, if you start posting something that's popular but it's outside the niche of your channel, you're going to dilute the audience, and algorithm's gonna get confused, and the old audience will stop watching your stuff. The new audience gonna come, but they're gonna bounce, and you're gonna be left in the middle. So yeah. And another thing that I would advise is running data. So if you don't have a consistent data tracking system in place, then you will not know where the problem is. Josh is running our data every day. So like, you know, literally he loves numbers. You know, he's in love with Excels. Thank God for this, because I'm not. But
That's the best way.
our data is insane, okay? And you know, I'm very grateful for this that he's doing it. So and if we didn't have this, we would have no idea what the hell's going on. We have data going back way back, you know, and we know exactly every single day what is happening, and we can draw trends. So based on this data, we can actually, you know, ascertain what to do and exactly know on, you know, which problem we need to focus on first, because you need to determine which is the biggest leak in the bucket. Imagine that your business or whatever it is a bucket, they're gonna be leaks. You have to focus on the biggest leaks first, and then, you know, stop the problem, right? And there's always the lowest hanging fruit you need to focus on, and without data you will not know what it is. So obviously when you're starting and it's just, you know, early and you had one video going viral, you still don't know, but I would follow up with consistency. And if that video went viral, you may want to analyze the data of the video and see, okay, what people were interested in, when the retention fell off, when they stopped, you know what I mean? Like you can analyze the graph and you can kind of reverse engineer the video and build on top of this and deliver another video that's gonna be maybe on slightly different subject, but attacking the, you know, the subject from the same angle, and the structure is gonna be similar. Because if one video worked, that means that, you know, people connected with it for some reason. You just need to find that reason. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, data at the end of the day, data tracking is important because it's going to tell you where your bottlenecks are.
Otherwise
We
you're
always
blind.
have like
Yeah.
these. What's that?
Otherwise you're blind. I mean, you know, you're just trying things like
And then you'll
in
be
a dark
like
room.
taking advice from other people, and you'll think they're like. We'll always have like these retards. They'll come to the channel and they'll claim our marketing or whatever is bad. And I'm like, do you see our internal data? Do you see any of the data or back end metrics that we have access to? No, you don't. So it's just like blind comments, and if you don't actually have that data, you're gonna think they're correct. So there you
Usually
go.
these comments come from people who just have no idea what they do in terms of business, so it's okay. Don't worry. I would, you know,
Yeah,
we're not worried about it.
precisely.
When someone puts a blanket statement, right? When someone drops a blanket statement, they usually are clueless. Usually.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, the data is gonna speak the most truth. Since plasticity came out, I've stopped modeling with Blender. Yeah, plasticity is great. It saves an incredible amount of time and most importantly, nerves. Plasticity is great, guys. We have no issues with it. We have a full
I
course
love
on
it.
that as well.
Brilliant, yeah,
It's great.
brilliant software. Yeah, I mean, it depends again what you want to do, because I think that even if you need topology-based mesh at the end, it depends really what you do. But for example, if I was making something organic, let's say a car, I think it's gonna be quicker to do it in plasticity and retopologize it in Blender. But if you're working, for example, in Boolean, you know, with Booleans and stuff, the speed is kind of similar, close, right? Especially when you're using add-ons in Blender. If you know how to use add-ons in Blender, and you got the muscle memory built up, the speed is similar. But organic stuff, maybe it's my bias because I'm not really crazy about sub-D. I think it's boring as hell. It's a funny thing because I like fixing topology, like, you know, fiddling with it and fixing shading. But I really not enjoy, you know, running sub-D from the scratch. It's just so boring and unintuitive. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I avoid it like fire. And but yeah, if you know, if plasticity is better for your workflow, and let's say you're a concept artist, yeah, do it. I mean, we have a lot of people who use both softwares. You know, they use Blender and plasticity together. Especially you have a bridge now, so you can bring it live, and you can, you know, you can render it. And actually, I have in our course. I showed the whole thing. You know, how to set it up, and it's really fun. You know, it's really fun. And you can do sometimes stuff that's very tricky in Blender, like for example, you know, pushing stuff through faces, moving the entire sections, which you're gonna be blocked by polygons in Blender unless using tools like, you know, NSolve, the edge bevel, which is gonna, or like offset cutting mesh machine. This is kind of a, you know, sort of a way of working in plasticity when you can push through stuff that normally in Blender would be like, whoa, you know, there's no way I can do it, right?
Yep.
So if it works for you, man, great. Yeah, just use it.
I worked in 3ds Max for 10 years, and then I found you guys 8 months ago, and now I have
Wow.
completely shifted to Blender. Blender's great, bro. It's like the UI is better. Every like objective metric, for the most part, is just better about Blender.
That's a shift, and because 10
Fantastic.
years, that's a long time.
Yeah, so you have to like relearn the new software, but
The funny thing is that, you know, Blender is kind of I think more future proof because of its Python based. According to, you know, my research, is the most AI friendly 3D software out there, which means the integration with AI tools and add-ons is gonna be the best out of other softwares. I think so. You know, going forward, this could be actually the tool that's going to be it is going to allow you to implement AI workflow, and eventually people are already doing it. You know, they implementing tools that allow them to use voice to model, right, or add some stuff or change things. So this is going to happen going forward, and Blender is going to be probably the best software to do it. So yeah, welcome aboard, man. I'm glad you like our content. Cheers.
I just checked the chat in Josh's stream is different from Ryu's chat. Yeah, because we're on different channels. But in StreamYard, which we're using, it's all aggregated. Like all the comments are inside at the same time.
Yeah, we're using a software called StreamYard, so we can stream to both channels at the same
Yeah,
time.
so
But the
there's going to be
comments are
different
coming.
comments on Ryu's channel and vice versa because we're
Just
streaming in two
open
channels.
both videos if you want.
It's a bit annoying, but I mean, it's two
It is
channels, so it makes
it is what
sense.
it is. Yeah.
Totally agree. This is from the marketing stuff. Do what people want or are interested in. It's correct.
Yeah,
Sci-fi
you
create.
just have to follow the interest, because again, if you're not gonna do what you really love doing, you're gonna burn the fuck out. You're gonna burn the fuck. You're gonna hate
No,
yourself.
I think what he means is in terms of if you're selling something, like know what people want.
Well, yeah, but it's connected, you know. So then it's much easier to sell it as well because you're excited about doing it. And guess what? You're gonna
That
put more
that
effort
too.
and love into whatever you're doing. Like I say, if someone asked me to, you know, create a course on, I don't know, sculpting, right? Or something, I would not be that, or let's say even better, okay? Some, for example, model, you know, let's say like an old wagon with horses. I would really hate that, right? Because it's not what I want to do. But if you ask me to model a Mac, hell fucking yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. When do we start? Do you know what I mean? Because I like that stuff. So you have to follow your heart, man. You just have to. That's it.
Yep. Sci-fi create course on Udemy. That shit was awful, bro.
Oh my god, man. That was the beginning of, yeah.
It was still like advanced compared to the average user, but like on our new standards,
But you see, that
not
goes back
good.
to what I said. You know, you start doing things, and then I'm literally, I recorded a video yesterday on this, and I might actually re-record it because I want to make it a bit cleaner, because I went on a tangent. But you need to put yourself out there and improve on the go. And people are very scared of, you know, like, oh, I'm not, my English is not good. Oh, you know, I'm scared of camera. Oh, this. Guys, these are all limiting beliefs. You have to crush them, okay? Because if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. And in fact, pushing yourself to do something that scares you but doesn't kill you is a great way to grow, because friction
Yep.
breeds progress and growth. And it's a cycle loop, okay? You're gonna get a bit stronger, you're gonna move forward, you're gonna get a bit stronger, you're gonna be a bit more audacious, and you're gonna do other things, and you're gonna see like, oh shit, I've done this and this, and you're gonna be excited, and you build upon this kind of excitement, and eventually like you fear less. Do you know what I mean? So you have to just put yourself out there, and you know, so just like we did with the course. You know, we started somewhere, it wasn't perfect, there was a lot of issues, but then we improved on we listened to you guys. This is the thing, like, remember the Jumpstart course? We actually got feedback from Jumpstart course, had over 100,000 students, right? We took all that feedback and built Accelerator. And that's why Accelerator is so good, because it's built on actual feedback after listening to you guys. and we also improved after, after a year or something,
Yep.
and had more knowledge in teaching and how to deliver the knowledge and how to package it in a way to make it really concise and easy to follow and understand, and actually help someone grow very quickly, start Blender very quickly. And so yeah, it's just a process.
Downloaded Blender 3 months ago yesterday. I recognize your name, Jerry. I'm not sure where from, but recognize you. I get
Hey
in about
Jerry, yeah, I remember you from my channel too. Hey man.
yeah, I get in about 6 hours a week with a focus on hard surface 3D printing. Purchased hard ops and accelerator, and it's working. Surprise, surprise. But
But
it's
it's
a
a process.
process,
Yeah, I.
like anything. But if you get the right shit, if you get the right materials and education, it's going to work as long as you actually like do something, right?
You guys are lucky because when I started Blender 6 years ago, there was not a single course on add-on workflow. I had to spend, you know, several months binge watching daily for hours upon hours, vids by Jerry and Master Xeon, and I started Blender with 5 add-ons, 5 or 4. Hardops, Boxcutter, Machine Tool, Mesh Machine, and Keytops, yeah, 5. So I loaded all the add-ons to Blender and I started binge watching videos till I actually understood a little bit what the hell is going on, and then just jumped in and started to study. It was tough, but you know, yeah. So you guys have a bit easier because you have access to all this amazing content that teaches you how to do it properly, right? And just cut
Yeah.
so much time and get you there so much faster. It's incredible, and time is
The
so
best
expensive.
the best analogy I can give is imagine you have an exponential graph. It
Mm,
flatlines and then it shoots up. If you try
mm,
to like learn this shit on your own like we did, you're sitting right at the beginning
mm,
of that curve. There's like nothing's happening.
mm.
If you actually get the right information and the right education, you're plugging in right when the curve starts going up, right at
Yep,
that point. So you're literally just locking in like a ton of time, just getting the right information, right?
yep, yeah. Because you plug into someone else's experience, and if they really know what they do and then they're talking about, then you're like in a great spot. Um,
Yeah, exactly. And if you guys are new on our channel, you're popping in or whatever, grab the accelerator course if you're new. That's going to get you up to speed very, very, very quickly. You can see all the reviews on a reviews page for that as well. Um, Ryu in Japan.
yep,
Yes,
correct. That's the place.
we're
I'm
on
stay.
opposite sides of the world,
Considering what's happening in Europe, I'm staying put, man.
for real, bro. I'm
Fucking
in
hell.
um, I'm in
I'm,
Medellin, Colombia.
I mean,
Way fucking
I'm
better.
from Poland, so Poland is still safe, keeping it real. But the situation is dire over there. I mean, it's properly fucked up.
It's crazy. I mean, U.S. is fine. I appreciate, having opportunity from the U.S., but the
Europe is
culture,
about to
the
explode, man.
culture is dead, bro.
Oh
No
well, yeah.
culture there.
It's tough to have some
Um,
with only 200 or 300 years. So, and
yeah,
also
I
so
mean that's true.
I don't think even that's the problem. The problem is that it's so multicultural that you can't have one identity, and that's I think what's gonna happen in Europe, and that's what Japan is now. Sort of shutting down the borders. They recently lifted the price for business visa from 5 million yen, which is 35 grand, to 30, which is $200,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, they shutting down, man, for real. They had enough.
One sec.
What's the next question here? Let me see.
I got it. Do
Oh,
you plan to
sometimes
host some hard surface challenges in the future? No, well, we haven't really thought much about that.
interesting. Yeah, I mean, this could be something to think about. Challenges. You mean like on YouTube or
Yeah, I think it just means like general exercises, practice like that.
huh?
You know what I mean?
I could think about that.
We could do something like that. It could be
It
cool.
could be cool. For example, like run a video on a model. So let's say model something on YouTube and drive it to a certain point, and then split it into 2 parts and see what people are gonna come up with.
Yeah.
So get them started, and then yeah.
We'll consider it. That answers my question perfectly. Awesome.
So if you have some ideas about the challenges, pop them, pop on Discord and just DM me with them, man. I'm actually interested in that.
Mirage says, "Hey, how's it going, lads? Pretty good,
Going
bro. How are
good, going
you?"
good, man.
I'm very good at product design, but I want to move more into the art side of 3D and bring out the more, I think you mean creative side of me.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, if that's what you're more interested in, go for it.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, you tried something, and because you thought that you're gonna like it, and you try something else, and oh shit, I like it better, and that's fine. And you just try things until you find something, but without trying, you can't really, you just like Nikola Tesla. I mean, how many times he failed? You know what I mean? And I think he said I didn't fail. I just found 95 ways of, the 95 ways of things. I mean, of a way. How you said this in English? Of ways that don't work, basically. You know what I mean? So you just want to try as many times as you possibly can to find something that you really want to do. And yeah, that's great, man. It's fantastic, because finding something that you want to do is probably one of the most important things in life. Because we have I'll give you an example, okay? We have a 13-year-old guy, Leo, on our Discord. 13-year-old, right? 13. He started Blind when he was 10. And this guy is grafting. He's actually focused and grafting. And he really likes, hard surface and his grafting. And he's already thinking about building a business. He's fucking 13. And he found it so early. I mean, I told him, you're the luckiest bastard on earth, because you found something you really like to do so early and you actually stick into it. That's amazing. He's gonna be dangerous. This is like, if he's gonna stick with it, that's you're looking at next Vitaly Bulgarov, basically. So
Like literally, you're
you know
starting at a fucking young age, and you're just like locking in all that experience. It's like a
yeah,
cheat
like
code.
the faster you start. This is why, for example, when they look for, like when I was playing professional tennis back when I was a kid, when they look for talent, they look for talent when you're like 7 or 8, because they really want to get you started very early, because that's when you build the best habits, right? So you are the earlier you find whatever you want to do, the better. So you should experiment as much as possible, and try different things, and then you're gonna find that one thing and be like, boom. It's like finding a
Yep.
chick. You know what I mean? That's the one, right? That's the one. It's the same thing.
How to do market research? Well, that starts with learning how to Google. Because if you're asking us here, you're not being very resourceful.
Yeah, that's a bit of a lazy question, mate. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. Use Google to learn
You have
how to do it.
ChatGPT,
Yeah.
Google, like
No excuses,
you
man.
have all the
That's
tools at your disposal.
you need to, and also yeah, just listen, we watch videos and stuff every day, whether it's business or whether it's how to grow YouTube or how to improve this, that. We watch them every day. Every day I'll go for a walk. I'll run a podcast on marketing, business, YouTube stuff. It's non-stop learning. So you need to put, the mileage. You need to start walking. Okay, just you're not gonna learn shit if you're gonna sit in a chair. You need to get moving. You need to start putting some reps in. Nothing happens for free in this world. You gotta fucking
Mhm.
work. That's it.
Precisely. In my job, I have to do all things like modeling, optimization, animation, architectural rendering, video editing. I
Damn,
like surface sci-fi modeling and can't leave my job.
that's a tough one. Um, I
I
like the
mean,
name though.
if you're
Awesome
limited
PR.
on time, it's just down to priority. Like how much do you prioritize getting good at that skill? Because on one side, you're not if you're supporting your family, it's dumb to just quit a job.
I
Like
wouldn't do it.
regardless of what the gurus online say,
I wouldn't
sounds
do
like
it.
an awful idea.
No.
But at the same time, you have a lot less time to allocate.
D-
So
it depends what I mean. Would you saying that you like car service modeling? I assume that you would want to make it your main thing and make money out of it, right? So you would need to think first what type of job you would need to you would want to switch to. What kind of what would you want to do, and then start researching how would you go about achieving that in terms of progression, how to get to that point, and then you would need to find and allocate time to study it. There's just no other way, man. When I was starting photography business, I was working at night in the office because there was a 24-hour service, and I was then going back home, eating breakfast, and fucking off to study photography, or just shoot, with clients or teach. So it was tough, man. So sleep less. There's an interesting video with Schwarzenegger. He said sleep faster. There's no other fucking way. You got 24 hours. You gotta pack. You gotta pack it in. You gotta find time, or it's not gonna happen. That's the brutal truth, right?
Yeah.
Or sneak some studying or whatever you can do at work if you can. Devote some time to it. Spend some time on doing your thing. That's
Yeah, I
another
would
thing you
just
could do.
like if it was me, I'd just be finessing the job, to be honest. That's what I did with my university the last year. I just like did the bare minimum because I knew I wasn't gonna do shit with a degree. So
Yeah.
I was just gonna kind of like ride it as much as I can.
Yeah, well,
Um,
that's it. Yeah, you gotta do that. So if you have a job when you can, steal an hour or two, fucking do it, man. Instead of watching dumb shit on YouTube, study. And like, we've said it a few times. Like when we started Blender Bros. I mean, when I started learning before I met Josh, it was 2019. I started learning Blender in June. So 6 years, it's like about 6 years ago, a bit more than this. And I was spending probably all day just studying, and I was finessing this shit out of them. I was actually bringing laptop to work and fucking, doing 3D, man. If I could. So if there was nothing to do, right? Obviously, I was doing my job because that's a priority. But if there was nothing else to do, I would just sit there watching YouTube, which a lot of people were doing, or fucking sleeping. I was fucking studying, man. So it was more like a monitoring job, and sort of like a emergency customer support thing, related thing. So
yep.
yeah, I was finessing the shit out of it. So if there's nothing else to do, I was just sitting there studying, man. It was the only way to do it. Other people were just sitting watching YouTube and wasting time. So yeah.
Next question is, that reminds me, do you think plasticity is better than Blender for sub D? I'll let you answer that one.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
again,
obviously, plasticity isn't sub D. There's no polygons, but like if you want organic shapes, it's very powerful.
yeah, if you are fast with apologizing, and if you, for example, use tool like Retopoflow that's probably the best add-on for it right now, and you're gonna get fast with it. I think it's gonna be faster than modeling using sub-D in Blender, because the thing is that, I mean, look, it depends how your brain works. Okay, if you like cats, maybe you're gonna be cool with sub-D. I'm a dog person. I fucking hate cats, and a sub-D is just a cat thing. Okay, it's just too fucking abstract. You know what I mean? I just don't like it, genuinely. Plasticity is very intuitive because you can just, it's like working with something with your hands, right? So for me, this is like, petting a dog. Do you know what I mean? So I like it. And then you can bring it to Blender and retopologize it, because when you're retopologizing, you're simply overlaying stuff on whatever exists, which is much easier, right? And I prefer to work with shapes using, booleans, curves, and surfaces rather than just pulling verts. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I prefer that workflow. So it's kind of personal preference, really. But you could be very fast with sub-D, because again, when I was recording the sub-D course, I thought to myself, fuck this shit, I'm not running sub-D manually. I'm gonna use every single fucking add-on possible. And in fact, I remember comments on my YouTube channel, people saying, oh, these add-ons are useless for sub-D. Really? Fucking watch me. fucking watch me. And you know, this course, the actually, if you go on our website and look at the course, there's like the yellow bot, right? It was modeled while teaching in less than 4 hours in sub D, full sub D. It's just the whole fucking workflow is pure sub D. There's no bullshit, right? And you got the intro section when I'm teaching all the principles of sub D because you need to know them. And then, so you know, use the tools, man. So if the add-on workflow with sub D is faster in Blender, do this. If you prefer doing this, if you prefer doing plasticity and Retopo, do this. Just time yourself. If you watch an interview with Vitaly Bulgarov, the reason why he's so goddamn good is because he's completely obsessed with working, and his work ethic is insane, and I really respect this guy. But he was also timing himself, right? He was literally timing himself, doing certain procedures and workflows, and he was optimizing, keystrokes. He was even optimizing positions of keys on the keyboard. This is why, for example, when you work with hard ops, that's if you don't know this, that's a kind of a insider knowledge. When Jerry was designing hard ops and Boxcar, the key mapping, he was focusing mainly on the left hand side of the keyboard, so you don't have to move the hand too much because it wastes you time. See what I mean? It all adds up. It's like playing. Let me put it in Warcraft terms. Okay, if you play World of Warcraft and you're raiding, and when I was raiding, I was hardcore raiding ages ago with the progressive raiding guild. And first time I was doing this, I was like, okay, I found the ring that gives me 1% more, I don't know, agility, right? I was like, the fuck do I need it for? But then I thought, okay, if every single person in the fucking guild gets that ring, and it's 40 people, that shit multiplies quickly. Do you see what I mean? So it's small increment, but it actually gives you advantage when you combine these tools together. So you just have to, check which one is better, basically, and, go with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, are you guys ever planning on working on a video game with a dedicated team? I've done over 600 hours of 3D modeling. My goal is 10,000 hours. All thanks to you guys. Video game, highly unlikely. No, we have other projects in the bin right now.
I worked on a game before. It's on Steam. It was kind of fun. I did it for shits and giggles. But I wouldn't say no in the future. But honestly, this would need to be something that's completely on the side. And at the moment, this is not our focus because our focus is
Mhm.
Blender Bros and developing the business. And we have other things in works at the moment. And we're gonna be venturing into something really interesting very soon for you guys. So we have to focus on this. So that's priority number one, right? And if I'm gonna have time in the future, or we will have time in the future, then maybe we're gonna think about this. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Say, I mean, it's kind of cool. Not gonna lie, but it would definitely have to be something that's gonna be a game that we would like to play. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would not like to work for a game company that does something I don't give a shit about. No fucking way. Especially AA companies they produce shit. The best games recently coming up are are the indie games, because especially now as people having access to AI, watch AAA industry getting fucked, because they just making games for the what do you call this thing, for the shareholders, not for the gamers. People hate the new games, the shit. But a lot of indie companies come up with amazing games, like Little Nightmares, all these small games are amazing, right? So yeah, this could be interesting. And keep going, man. That's that's a
Yep.
lot of hours.
Ali said, recently I start the Hard Surface Accelerator. I'm in chapter 17, and this course is mind blowing and fantastic. And I need a roadmap to master hard surface. You see our point, guys. Like, all the information's there. There's if you go to blunderbros.com/testimonials, I say this so you're not like, obviously we're biased with our own products. I understand that. Don't listen to me. Go to the testimonials page. There's literally like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of like similar comments like this.
I go
Like,
even further. Fuck testimonials. Go to our Discord. We have 8,000 people on the Discord. Just ask
yeah,
around.
it's,
I mean,
ask on
we
the
don't
Discord
control
too.
8,000 people. You know. In fact,
Ask in the comments here. Like,
I saw this this thing on someone said on YouTube. I fucking nuked him. I nuked all the woke nonsense on YouTube and every single Muppet that just saying stupid shit. They fucking get insta muted. I
yeah,
don't give a shit.
some of these guys, like,
So
people like actually think defamation. Like, you can have your opinions, but there's like legitimate defamation threads against our brand, and people think this is like intelligent to do. One of the guys nuked the thread because he like we said something about it. It's just like it's crazy.
no, but I had this comment saying like, "Oh, you guys, you know, you guys fabricating the reviews." I said, "Really? They are fucking screenshots. Go on YouTube, on Discord, and find them.
Thousands.
You can find them.
It
You know,
would be easier to make a good
they're
product
retarded.
and get the
We
reviews than
we
fabricate.
haven't
It's
asked
crazy.
for a single review ever, except for obviously for the video
The
reviews
video
because I had to get on
testimonials.
camera with someone and just simply interview them, right? But they wanted to. So every single review out there you see is simply someone posts on Discord, we catch it, or someone sends it to us, and guys, look, someone really likes your shit. We screenshot it, put it up, done.
Yeah, it's that simple. That's kind of the unfortunate part is you'll have a bunch of people who've never interacted with our brand who hear, you know, some joke we make or we make fun of like some pronoun dude, and they get pissed about it and then just start throwing defamation and they think
I don't give
that's
a fuck. I'm from Poland. I'm gonna say it
acceptable.
as it is. You know,
Yeah,
there's a
precisely.
joke in Poland. Okay, in Poland there's a joke that the American is asking a Polish person, "Why are you not smiling?" He said, "Give me a fucking reason, I might." That's the Polish way. Okay, look at the Polish PM. He was asked like he said that they passed a law in Poland now that they can shoot illegal immigrants trying to get into the country, and the interviewer asked him on YouTube, "And what do you think?" He said, "I fucking love it. We don't give a fuck." But you
Yeah,
see,
I
the good thing
remember.
is that that you can immediately tell what that person thinks about you, whether they like you or not. And I really appreciate it. In the world of bullshit, in the world of fakery, in the world of wokeness, you guys trust me, honesty and directness is the best commodity you can fucking snatch, because that's so rare right now. People are scared shitless of saying whatever they think. And
Are
as long
getting
as you're
canceled.
not going to harm anyone, like, you know, obviously, and doing some you know, saying something that's gonna be, I don't know, hateful, because it's on the point. But if you just fucking direct, it's like you come to Discord and ask me what I think about your work. I'll fucking tell you, but I'll also tell you if it's shit. I'll tell you it's shit, and not in these words, obviously. But I'm also gonna tell you what to fix and why. Because if someone gonna see, this is the problem. Is like you Josh, you had all these videos on YouTube. I think 2 or 3 on Reddit posts where we shit on Reddit, but there's a reason for it. You know, on Reddit posts where people are blowing smoke up people's ass and telling, "Oh, this is fantastic," and it's
It's
shit.
actively like harming
It's
people.
harming them because you
And
said
I'm the bad guy for calling out the bullshit information.
it's ridiculous. You know, it's like
It's the craziest like mindset I've ever seen in my life.
how
And
the
then
fuck
people
you
are like,
supposed
"Oh,
to
are you
tell them
going
that,
to
you know?
apologize?" And of course, I'm not going to
I'm
apologize.
gonna fucking
I'm
double
gonna
down
make
on it.
exactly. It's
I'm gonna make
crazy.
a video in the sale. You know, I mean, Reddit actually. Thank you very much, guys, by the way, because you contributed close to $10,000 of donations from us to Blender Foundation. So hey, listen, appreciate it. I hope they didn't fucking use the money to develop this new Autosmooth bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Because that would piss me off. Yeah. But other than this, peachy. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
So yeah, again, guys, we didn't mean to get on a rant there, but our stuff, if you implement the information, it's going to work very well for you. Like, period. Don't listen to me. Just ask around. Let's move on to this one. It was a video that Josh made that made me change my mind about add-ons. I was a purist for Blender, as was I for a while. But after seeing his video, it totally became faster and better. Buy the add-on. Hard Ops and Box Cutter, guys. We're not the developers. There's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, you're selling your own add-ons." We didn't develop the add-ons yet.
we
They're not
don't.
ours. We don't own them.
Yeah.
The only add-on we own is Material Works, which is good as well.
And
Um,
and the slice mod.
well, from the new thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty
But
fun
it's
project.
we estimate like over thousands of hours. It's about 8 times faster. Is like
Mm.
our average there. That's why we marketed the Hard Ops course as make your workflow 8 times faster. Might be 7, might be 10, might be, it depends on the project, right?
Well,
It's
depends
about
also on muscle memory, because it's all about muscle memory, right? This is why you don't need to know all the tools, just like in Blender. You just need to know the tools you need for the job and then really get good with them, So when you need them, you can recall them immediately. So you need to just. I had this comment on the YouTube recently. So someone came in and said, "Oh, I came here for the tips, but tomorrow I'm gonna forget it." Well, you're gonna forget it because you're not using it in a setting that's actually a proper workflow, right? So that's again why people who go through a course, like if we want to learn something, we're gonna look for a course, whether we want to learn about ads on Facebook, or I don't know, creating better high ticket offers, or whatever. We're gonna find content for it from someone who's done it many times and is really fucking good at it, because they know the shortcuts, right? They know they have the right information for you to get you there faster, and that's exactly what add-ons are doing, right? And think about it in these terms, right? If you're a gamer, imagine playing Skyrim or Fallout 4 without add-ons. Good luck to you. Okay.
Yep, not as fun either.
It's broken. So yeah, they still haven't added the FOV slider to Skyrim or Fallout, right? After how many years? 57. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna happen.
Yep. Um, Vissel, we had a course on this, but it didn't perform that well, and there are people preferred the other stuff, so we got rid of it. Um, we have videos on this. If you want like the actual training, it's not on our store. But if you want to get it, I can send you like a back end link.
This
But
this
in
course, I
terms of
think,
tips, go
the
ahead.
the issue with this course was that he was approached from a wrong angle, because this is like Render University. Guys, Render University, I'm not joking, this is probably the most important course you can watch, because it's gonna give you the foundations of. This is like the foundations for understanding what is good art and what is good composition, etc., because it's so important. And this is like, using AI to drive models. If you don't know what's a good art, what's bad art, you will never know what AI gives you. You can't judge this because you have no knowledge. So you're gonna go with it and go deeper into this rabbit hole of not knowing, and kind of, teaching your brain and training your brain to appreciate bullshit, right? This course, I think, should have been packaged differently, and I think there's still a way to. I want to record a new one at some point on importance and how to drive blockouts, because I think that's the biggest issue for people, and everyone struggle with it, me included. I don't know about you, Josh, but probably the same thing. You sit there
Yeah,
in
it's
fucking
very
Blender, you
difficult.
look at the cube and like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this shit now? Do you know what I mean? That's the big, and this is why you mentioned the Nika, right? Nika Zukashvili, who's running. He's an insane designer. I mean, his stuff is sick,
You can
and
see
he's
him go from a cube to like a very intricate model very
and he,
quickly.
and he said in his own video that in his own stream that he's doing it to practice, because he struggles with, I mean, kind of, he struggles with forms and shapes. Like, what the fuck, like, you struggling with shapes? Come on, what? So everyone has the same problem, just on a different level, right? Only because you can't come up with a simpler model doesn't mean that someone else doesn't struggle with it on a different level, because they're simply more advanced, so they want to push higher, so they struggle as well. Do you see what I mean? It's the same thing.
Yep.
So I think that kind of a course would be interesting, and approach from this angle, maybe it's a completely different, kettle of fish. Do you know what I mean? Because that I think would be appreciated. I don't know.
Yeah. At the guy who took 2 years off, I took 3 months off and came back knowing more than before, or rather able to recall. It's like the gym. Like I was feeling weaker. I was eating right, protein getting in. I was just feeling weaker.
One second, get
I
some
took
water.
like yeah, I took like I think a week off maybe. And I actually enjoy going to the gym, so I didn't actively want to do that, but I thought maybe it would help. And then I just hit like a new PR the week after just by stopping completely for a week. So taking breaks, contrary to what the gurus say, can be beneficial as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. After 12 years in the game industry as a hard surface 3D artist, I barely touched organic modeling. It's totally different skills and tools. Yeah, it's you're either going to need to learn how to sculpt or do the sub D workflow, deal with topology, all that. It's a vastly different workflow. And that's like again with hard surface, you just throw some booleans around, learn the basic tools, you can learn it very quickly. Organic, I don't know if I could make the same 2 week claim. I think it would be a bit longer than that.
You see,
Um,
see that? Look at this, right? Sorry, I was grabbing the word. Massive niche focus, right? So, and I guarantee you that you're probably really good at what you're doing because that's your own focus. So you guys have to stick
yeah,
to one thing. This is so important. Don't jump on these shiny things. Oh, because psychologically, when you learn something new, right? The first 24 to 48 hours is endorphin run because you are learning so quickly because you know nothing about it, so you're very excited, right? It's like you see the progress, right, immediate. But then the learning curve drops and you're learning slower and slower because you know more and more, and you need to persevere if you like this thing. This is the key, right, to any mastery. Look at Japanese people, like the Japanese masters. They do things for decades and they do one thing. Look at the guy who's doing the line for the Rolls Royce, right? He's been flown to different countries just to draw the fucking line on the Rolls, the coach line. He's the one guy in the world can do it, and he's doing one fucking thing, drawing the line. Ask him how much money he's making. He's probably fucking loaded, right? Do you see what I mean? Focus, so important.
yep. Um, hello friends. My name is Ivan. Greetings from Austria. What's up, Ivan? How are
Hey
you?
man, stay safe, bro.
How did you guys maintain a crazy work schedule in the early days of Blender Bros without burning out? Um, I was in my last year of college, so I essentially had no free time at all. And I'm not complaining. I enjoyed the process. It was very fulfilling. But I would go to my classes. I had two left to graduate. Do the bare fucking minimum because I wanted to go full time into this. So I was like, I don't need. I'll just get a C. I don't care about the A. Who gives a shit? So I did that. Um, I if I had more than like 2 years, I probably would have dropped out to be honest. But I'm glad I didn't.
I
Only had a
told him
few
fucking
classes.
not to, man. I said no fucking way you're dropping out. You gotta
No, not
finish.
not not with two classes left. It was just too close.
You had this kind of kind of like there was a period it's like yeah, I can't be
I had a
bothered. I said,
period I was
oi,
like, I I really just can't be, but yeah, I finished it. But yeah, it was mostly like legitimately 12 to 16-hour days for
yeah,
a couple year period. Because like there were no products developed. We didn't know anything about marketing or pricing or sales funnels or like there was a lot of information that we didn't know. We just weren't experienced. Now that we know it, we could feasibly work a couple hours a day and be fine. Not that we want to do that, but in the early days, it's a fucking grind. If you watch like any interview on YouTube, they're gonna say the same thing. With that being said, it's not just about pure hours in. It's actually like, are you moving the needle on the right tasks? That's what's important as well.
I think it's also the process because we enjoy the process. We are kind of absorbed with which is exactly so important to do something that you want to do. Because if it was something we didn't want to do, but we were doing this for money, this wouldn't work, right? And the amount of hours put in, yeah, there were days we like sleeping like 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day or less, sometimes three. I'm not
I
joking, I'm
don't, I
serious.
don't,
And,
I
and
don't suggest that because it actually hurts performance.
and we were working like not. I mean, I still work every day. It's just And recently, going to we are both actually doing the same thing, pushing YouTube harder. So working more again, way more than used to. Basically, whole day. And we just whenever we work on a different project or like a new project, the amount of hours goes way up, right? So it's kind of it's non-stop basically, and you can just there are periods when you can take it easy and chill a little bit, But if you're not going to be consistent with what you do, it's just gonna wilter, right? So you need to wither. I mean, so you know you need to really keep pushing it, Just you can't
Yeah.
stop.
And there's seasons, like there's going to be seasons where you might focus a bit more on other things. You like go through. One of my friends said you'll have like a lock-in season, and then like maybe not Ryu because you're outside of that age bracket. But in my 20s, there might be a season where I'm like not fucking working 16 hours a day. I'm like going and socializing, meeting people. So there's always a balance there too. Um, I bought I bought the add-on Fluent. How is it compared to Box Cutter and Hard Ops?
No idea. Don't use it.
Yeah, precisely. Hard
Never
Ops
will
and Box
probably.
Cutter is the
So
best.
yeah, I just no need
I've
for it
seen
even.
videos. It just looked too clunky. I mean, to be fair, we started with those, so we haven't used it. So,
Hmm.
um, is Blender Bros just you two? Do you guys have a team? Do you outsource things like marketing, or do you guys do everything? Thanks ahead of time for answering. It's just us two, and we have one video editor. And the video editor we found in our community, he uses Blender. He was learning from our videos, and he's like, "Hey guys, if you need video editing, And he's been editing for us for what, 3 years now? What are you replying to?
Polish comment.
Oh,
He's saying that he didn't know that we're from Poland, and now he has to check our shit. Dzięki, pozdrawiam.
oh, I'm not from Poland. I'm fucking
Um,
straight American.
I wanted to say something when you were talking about the. I forgot what I was say. Um, oh yeah, the socializing. I used to a bit when I was younger. Now I just can't be bothered. So I spend all my time working. Literally, I mean, I work all day, and I just go for walks, do some stuff, But I just enjoy working. I mean, I don't know. It's I gotta do something. I can't be idle. I play games sometimes. Recently I'm playing the Commandos Origins because it reminds me of the game. It's the same game. I mean, the same kind of a kind of a sequel of the game I played 30 fucking years ago, which was the original Commandos. It was 98. I was in college. That's how old I am. And yeah, so this is nostalgia, man. So I'm playing that. But usually I'm just working. I just like digging. And going back to outsourcing, we outsource video editing. We outsource page dev. We do our marketing and business ourselves.
We
And
need
my
a
wife,
thumbnail designer. We're yet to
yeah,
find somebody, but that's still on the table.
and my wife is actually doing my accounting. She's working for my company, so she's awesome and very. I really appreciate the help because I couldn't be fucked doing this shit. And obviously we outsource accounting because that's I'm not doing it. Even though I have a law
Yeah.
degree, I actually the only exam I failed in college was taxes. That shit is so fucking dude. Like sub D is actually porn comparing to in terms of the how much you would want to prefer to watch it over taxes. It's so goddamn fucking boring. It's unbelievable. It's actually painful to read. I couldn't get myself to read the goddamn book. And I told the guy, I said, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. It just doesn't go in. How do you fucking learn this shit? It's so boring. Unbelievable. So yeah, taxes, forget about it. Not
Yeah,
happening.
it's extremely boring. I don't. That's just get an accountant. Yeah, so like legal stuff like that, obviously, but everybody's outsourcing that anyways. So yeah, it's just us two, and then our video editor. I'm doing like the copywriting for the emails. I enjoy doing that. I think I am pretty decent at the copywriting aspect, and I know what to write. It's hard to outsource that. But really, it's just producing content. Maybe we're coming up with new offers, basic marketing tasks, stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
we
we don't
kind
have
of
a big team at all.
we kind of split in terms of tasks because Josh is really into business. He really likes the business side and marketing side of things. I'm more on the creative side, so I'm into developing recent courses. Josh is just more focused on developing ideas and coming up with because when I was back in the day when I was doing photography, the I was so ignorant and oblivious towards business and marketing, and without this, you just can't do it. You can't, you need to learn this shit. If you really want to sell content, you have to learn everything, like marketing, business. You know how to run YouTube, how to create better, thumbnails, copywriting, everything. You need to learn everything. So obviously, we both learn the same thing, but we kind of have like tasks kind of divided.
Right.
So another thing is that's amazing, I think, is it's difficult and amazing at the same time. It's difficult when you find someone who you don't click with, but it's amazing when you find someone you do click with. It's like a relationship, right? So the reason, I mean, the advantage that we have is that we run business together. So and we have different I mean, not mindset, but different ways of seeing things. And this breeds very interesting conversations and ideas, and we can bounce ideas back from one another. And we also can split the research, so we can watch different videos and kind of suggest videos to one another, so we can kind of double down on and sort of increase the speed of developing stuff, because Josh can work on one thing, I can work on another thing. Do you know what I mean? So this is great. So if you can find someone to work with, it's gonna be probably a bit easier, just like Gleb and Adi did. Gleb Alexandrov and Adi Barrows, they did the creative shrimp thing. It gets interesting when you're in a team, especially when you have two different types of minds. Because Josh is more analytical. I'm a bit more crazy, right? So you know what I mean.
Yep.
So it's a good kind of a combo, right? Because you need to find someone who complements you. Do you know what I mean?
Making a sci-fi game and making a ton of trim sheets and modular pieces for Unity. Do you know of a
Oof.
tool that uses GeoNodes to make trim sheets quickly? I've
Nope.
never touched GeoNodes in my life.
I hate nodes. Yeah, we hate nodes. That's why we develop
Literally.
Materialworks add-on, the texture add-on we have, because we hate nodes. When I see more than 3 nodes in Blender, I'm calling the police. That's how much I hate nodes,
Literally.
okay? I
I
fucking hate them.
Neither of us know anything about
In fact,
nodes.
I'd rather model in sub D than do the nodes. That's how much I hate nodes. So yeah, the node stuff, it's not happening on my channel at all, and Josh has the same feeling about it, I think.
Hmm. Do you guys experience eye strain?
No,
No, I never really had that problem.
I'm using eye drops. Japan has really good eye drops because there are a lot of people staring at screens here all the time. So I'm using eye drops, but yeah, not really. If you have an eye strain, you know what you can do. You can just look outside through the window if you live a bit higher, and look into the distance. It's going to, and then just look closer. It's going to help you flex your muscles of the eyes, right? And sort of relax them, because when you always look at the screen, it's a very fixed location and distance. You want to look far away. So, you could do that.
Yeah. Guys, there's a lot of questions. I'm gonna try to hit the most important ones because I'm like an hour behind on the questions. So
Damn.
yeah, because these were at like 4:20 p.m., almost an hour. Or we can just quickly go through them. We don't have to spend as much time on each.
Yeah, let's go.
How long did the accelerator take? Was ChatGPT around?
No.
No, that was in 2023, and then obviously we've added updates since then. But it's very easy because we have all the information. We know what we're doing. We just had to script out the course and plan it out, put in the most essential stuff.
You gotta remember
When
that
we
the difference
know,
between what we do and other people are doing is that if someone is actually working for the industry and they're making a course, they're not in a business of making courses. We are teaching for a living. So for us, making a course is very different, especially in our niche. We simply have all the
Mm.
tools, and so we listen to your feedback, and yeah, and then we knew exactly what to do. Yeah.
How did you come up with the mech? I assume from the accelerator.
I don't bloody remember. I genuinely don't. I think I always, well, look, when I that was before the AI thing, because the plasticity ship and the truck for the hard ops, it was developed with the assistance of AI. So we were actually, I was working with Dustin together. We spent like a few hours doing it. So it wasn't just put a prompt, get a truck. No, we were looking for a lot of references, and we were looking for a lot of ideas. I knew exactly what I wanted. That's another thing. I could see this truck in my head. I just wanted to flesh it out. And it was work combined with AI and also Midjourney and going back and forth, mashing up all the references and eventually painting over in Photoshop. So it was a kind of a, sort of a complex process. And the ship for plasticity was the same, right? So I knew kind of what kind of ship I wanted. I wanted the ship with a long bonnet, kind of like the, old Jaguar, all the Corvette Stingray with like an extended bonnet. So you're going to amplify the feel of the sportsness of this vessel. In fact, I was very inspired by a vessel from Star Citizen. It's called Archimedes, with a very long bonnet and kind of massive engines in the back. In fact, there's a video coming to my channel very soon on Star Citizen. I put into a file. I was actually running a Discord stream on our Discord. You guys should hop in our Discord because I sometimes streaming over there. I put 50 vessels from Star Citizen and a space station into one file, 92 million polygons. It's amazing. It's the sexiest file, the hottest blend file on the planet right now, right? And I actually discussed all these vessels in there. But anyway, that was the inspiration for it. But the mech for the course for the accelerator, I think it was a mashup of multiple ideas and references. Whenever I come up with shapes, I just look at something and I look at anchors. Like anchors what I mean by anchors is like things that go into sort of trigger my mind. It's like, oh shit, this is cool, let's build something around it. Do you know what I mean? So I knew I wanted bipedal mech with massive flex. It needed to be something simple, so it doesn't take 20 fucking 2 hours to develop, because no one's gonna be, this for beginners, come on, man. But it needs to be interesting and enticing at the same time. So it's tricky, right? So I think it was a combination of multiple ideas from internet and kind of researching some references, because AI wasn't involved back then at all, right? So yeah, I would just we have videos on this, and you need to really immerse yourself in the visual language and the design language. So play games for sci-fi, which is sci-fi is what we do. Look at sci-fi imagery, look at good art, keep stuck in references. I have like, I don't know, uh, 70, 90 gigabytes of refs in Pure files, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I keep stuck in it. I was playing recently the game Star Wars Outlaws specifically for screenshots, and actually the game was pretty cool. They fixed it, so it wasn't too bad. The chick is ugly as fuck still, but but the game is cool. But I took so many screenshots because the art in the game is fucking incredible. Like, it's fucking incredible. So you go there, you take screenshots, you look at this, the ships, you look at the details, you examine it. That's how you should be studying, right? And eventually your brain's gonna be kind of immersed, like you immerse yourself in a language when you go to a country and you hear the language all the time, right? So it's kind of the same thing, and you're gonna start seeing shapes in your head, you know? So that's how it works.
Let's try to rapid fire through some of these. Which platform do you recommend for publishing high quality courses other than Udemy? I would not publish on a course platform. I would make your own website and build out a sales funnel, which is going to require learning marketing and sales funnels. Udemy's they're gonna like discount your course like $5. You're gonna make like $2.50. So it's like
They'll take 50% of your commission.
it's
Gamra's gonna
crazy.
take 30. Blender Market's gonna take an arm and a leg. Make your own platform, yeah, and you could look into Go High Level or Kajabi. These
Yeah,
are
the two are
the
pretty good.
best platforms at the moment, right? They incorporate marketing, emailing, everything. So you need all that, and you're also gonna need a inflow of traffic, because if you don't have traffic, you will not sell. And the best way to get traffic is YouTube. So you provide value on YouTube, and then you just basically passively promote your stuff. So you sell it to people who actually trust you. That's that's the
Yeah.
best way to sell. So
You
you have to
guys.
give to take. Do you know what I mean? So that's how it works.
Mm, thank you, Chris. We appreciate that. How, how do I market research? See, we're far behind. Google it exactly.
Holy fuck! That's like an hour ago. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going.
When did you guys discover your love for hard surface modeling? I'm 18. Trying to figure that. I just honestly I just kind of stumbled into it. I dabbled with Blender for years beforehand, never really found anything I enjoyed. And then Hard Surface was just the most enjoyable to me. And then it just so happened I start making content on YouTube. Nobody else really doing that. People liked it, and there you go.
It's kind of like with girls, man. You find a girl, she's nice, but she's too mellow. You're not into it. Do you know what I mean? You want some danger, right? And then you're thinking, okay, I'm into Latinas, let's go, right? So no, seriously, it's a process. You just have to try it, right? If you try an ice cream and it's chocolate ripple and it's too sweet, and you try I don't know strawberry and you love it, there you go. You love strawberry ice cream. You tried. So you have to try things, and the faster you try, the better. So you're just gonna rapid fire trying shit, and you're gonna narrow down eventually things that okay, I like. You could even run kind of like a list, okay, pros and cons of whatever you're doing, and you just can kind of run like a matrix comparison, and narrow down to few subjects, and then focus a bit more on them, and see when you go deeper, when you still like them or not. And if you do, then you're kind of getting closer. So yeah, you gotta try things, man. Need to be in connection with your personality, okay? Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hi guys, started Blender with you guys. Learned too much from your free YouTube videos, and now I'm making my game meshes 100% in Blender. It's awesome, bro. It's sweet.
Sick stuff, bro. Keep going.
Thanks for sharing all your knowledge. Absolutely.
Appreciate it, man. Cheers.
Can you guys share some of the projects you have in the oven? Not quite. Almost.
Almost. I
But
mean,
it's
actually,
gonna solve a very, very big bottleneck that is basically people are like clawing at the wall for.
the,
Some
the
people might guess it, but yeah.
the most immediate one is gonna be update to our add-on Material Works, which is gonna allow you to add decals and trim sheets through the add-on, so you will not need decal machine because it's just causing too many conflicts, and it's very easy. The updating is gonna be because I'm annoyed with updating decal machine files all the time because of the fact that it's using blend files. But if you wanna bake decals or something, you will need decal machine. But if you wanna work with our mats and our decals, because we have like 880 decals, sci-fi decals, and 20 trim sheets, right? You can
Yep.
work with them directly through our add-on, so you can just slap mats, texture, wear, whatever, and you got the perfect kind of a complete package for texturing, detailing your model. So it's really quick. So if you're into concepting and like rendering, boom, 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 you're done. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be fun. It's almost done.
I learned a lot from your hard surface tutorials, but when I try to make my own stuff, I get stuck. How do you apply what you know to your own ideas without relying on tutorials?
See, that's what I'm talking about when I said that the bootcamp course should be revamped into blockouts and coming up, driving up
Mhm.
shapes, because that's what people are stuck with. You see what I mean? That's exactly what I mean.
I'm gonna
Because
give you guys a hang on.
everyone struggles.
There's a secret back end link. It's not public. I'll give you it. Go to blenderbros.com. Let me confirm this link is still active. It should be. Yeah, it's still active.
What is
Go
it?
to blenderbros.com/D as in David, B as in boy, dash design dash one.
The hell is that?
Don't. I'll just post it in here.
Is it a
This is
PD,
something we were doing. Like it was.
PDF?
No. It's that thing with the mech, the progression, and it explains just
Oh,
this. It literally explains this.
the video. It's
Yeah,
from.
yeah, exactly.
Is it from? Where is this video from? Design Vault.
This was
I don't
a
know.
couple years ago,
I don't
but
remember, man.
it still applies.
Guys, we
To
got so much shit. We made so much shit. It's crazy, man. It's we have our Dropbox is over 7 terabytes of data. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
Um,
I've bought your course. I learned Blender really quick and good. The course helped me a lot, especially some technical and setting stuff helped me a lot of my workflow to make it much faster. It's awesome, bro. Glad to hear that.
that's sick, man. Cheers, man. That's exactly what we want to hear. Yeah, because the best thing for if you're teaching something, the best thing to see is people growing fast and enjoying themselves, because it's all about having fun and getting to your destination as quickly as possible.
Yep. Um, Hey guys, when exporting models from Plasticity to Blender, is it better to clean them with Quad Remesher or manual retopology? I
It
mean, Quad Remesher is currently the best, but it's not where it needs to be,
it
especially for like hard surface stuff.
it's great for sculpting because you can use you can actually retopologize sculpts pretty well using especially using mats and what do you call this thing? I forgot. Face. Come on. I forgot what it's called. I blanked out. But there's a way of assigning face areas based on mat to models, and you can use it through Quad Remesher to remesh. But it only works really well for sculpts. For hard surface modeling, it struggles with edges, and the problem, with subDing, right, which is actually what every single retopology software is struggling with, is to placing loops in strategic places, and that's the key for subD, right? So you want to have the proper edge flow and the proper flow of quads around specific areas. Like if you watch, for example, a video on retopologizing a face, you have all these specific areas for loops like mouth, nose, eyes, whatever, which are gonna be animated, and you need to define the loops around them first and then run topology around it and decide where the pole's gonna go, right? So it's kind of like like a puzzle. And Quad Remesher can't do it, right? You can do it on sculpts to a degree, but you can't do it on, because you can again determine the areas, but with hard surface you're gonna struggle. So it depends what you're topologizing. I think that you may need to just use the traditional tools. Just try it, but
Mm.
it depends what you when you're working on.
Chris, 3D printing core is pretty good. Hard Ops and Box Cutter was awesome.
Oh,
I'm
cheers, mate.
62 years old and I've been working with Blender for less than a year and bought your courses a few weeks ago. Awesome.
Thanks, brother.
I hear that,
Appreciate it.
bro. Appreciate it.
See, 62. I mean, this is actually great because you're all like 12 years older than me, but we have a guy on our Discord or two which are over 80. So if you're one of you guys thinking that it's maybe too late to get into 3D, it isn't. I started at 43, right?
Mm.
It's not too late. It's too late if you're not even gonna start. That's when it's too late. Okay, just get to doing. Less talking, more doing, basically.
How did you two end up meeting? Actually, it was
That was an accident.
it was
It was a stream.
literally on a live stream 5 years ish ago. Around that.
Yeah, I
I
was
was
sitting at home and
streaming
modeling,
and
and Josh was streaming. Yeah,
so
and
literally the last stream we did like a week ago, that was our first one in 5 years, I think, since we actually met.
stream. Yes, I think so.
Mm.
Yeah, it was 5. Yeah, so it's been a while, and now we're gonna do it a bit more often. So yeah, it was an
Yeah.
accident. Josh was just modeling, and I mean I was modeling, and I kind of stumbled across a video, and then I don't know why I played it. I have no fucking clue. And then I saw you using my decals, and I was like, what? So I hopped in the chat, and he was very distracted because modeling and replying. Says, listen, you model, I reply, and there you go. That's how we started cooperating.
Yep. Let's try to I say we wrap this up around 5:30, 6:30 Eastern.
Yeah,
Try to go through these pretty quick.
go for it,
I
man.
enjoy these streams, but like when you're staring at the computer reading, it becomes a bit I don't know, like foggy. Do you guys talk about which YouTube videos each of you will make? Not
Not
really. We
really.
just kind of make what we want.
There's so much to cover that you don't really have any repeats. I mean, you're gonna have overlaps here and there, but yeah, not really.
Mhm.
We also have a bit of a different style, right? Josh likes to focus on technical stuff. I like to model.
Richard said, I quite literally just finished playing Star Citizen 5 minutes ago. Open it up today to examine ships in the hangar for some concept work I'm doing. Amazing models. We got permission
Crazy, man.
from them to take their 3D models and bring them into Blender. and break down how they were created. Guess what? It's not perfect quad topology. There's trim sheets everywhere,
Loads of decals.
loads of
Just watch my
decals.
video that coming up. It's insane. It's like thousands of decals on models, right?
A
Thousands.
lot of that detail is not physical, real geometry.
They're very clever with the way they design them, and the
Yeah, if
design
you
is
guys need
insane.
decals, we have a pack. What is it, like almost 1,000 decals in total,
Like 860 or whatever.
and then like 20 plus trim sheets. That's probably more than you'll ever need. What else? What's your opinion on AI? I think it's amazing. It'll just make the workflow even easier.
Just use as much as possible of it, just before they're gonna kill us. So there you go. Leverage the tool before it's gonna kill you. I mean, you gotta be careful with it because it hallucinates a lot, and also it's very complacent, so it's gonna agree with whatever you say. So it's gonna blow a lot of smoke up your ass. So you gotta be careful. But if you use it smart as a tool and as a not as a crutch but as a tool, then again, if you don't know what's good, what's good art and what's bad art, and you're trying to use AI to help you with design, you're in big trouble. So you gotta go back to basics, okay?
Mhm.
But if you do know what you're doing, it's gonna be tremendous. It's gonna be a very massive help for people who are on a level that they know what they're doing, but it's gonna be actually could be harmful to people who don't. So I would use it cautiously.
Yeah, people keep telling me my topology is bad. It's not the best, but with hard surface modeling, if there are no shading issues and the final render looks good, does it matter? It depends on the context. What are you doing with the model?
Yeah,
I can't answer that without context.
yeah.
If you're gonna deform it or something, he's probably right? Like you need clean topology. If it's just like a concept art, who cares? Doesn't matter.
Topology has to follow a purpose, so just find your purpose and you'll know. It will tell you. Like, what do you need it for? That's it.
It's contextual completely.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we have. Pronoun people are gonna bully you into
I
all
just saw
quad
it.
topologies.
Honestly, it's kind of like with Japan. When I came to Japan, I was excited. Then I was, shocked, and then I was like, whatever. Sometimes even annoyed. But the same with these guys. It's like at the beginning they were like, "What the fuck," and then we're like, "Whatever." At the moment, I don't even. I used to get a kick out of replying to them and kind of, annoying them, but now I just can't be even bothered to do this. I just mute them, nuke them, move on. This few people got banned from a Discord because they were pushing a woke agenda. You're not welcome, so don't even try. You can stay and
Literally.
learn, that's fine, but don't fucking, don't be fun and try to make everyone fucking dye their hair pink because I'll fuck you up. So you toast if you try to do this shit
I
on our
hope somebody
Discord.
clips this and makes a Reddit post. Another free
Good,
promo.
good. Blender Foundation could use more funds. Let's go, bitches.
Actually, I think pretty soon here we're running the Ronin's Redemption Part 2. He came back. He's
What?
just like fuel on the fire.
No, we
I
mean
should
part 3.
or part of something like that, whatever it
Okay.
is. I'm
What
like,
what
dude, keep coming back and just keep giving us more fuel.
what
I,
did you
I
say?
remember
Say
that if you guys don't know the context there was some like
what did
some
you say?
angry. What did he say on the page? I got
Some
to go to the actual.
he was very angry.
He
He
was
was
extremely angry. Oh yeah, that was funny, and he wanted to basically he wanted to fight.
the first one was
It was
Matt,
funny.
and then there was Ronin. Oh yeah, actually you're right. It was gonna be part 2. The second one was Ronin, and these two guys allow us to donate $9,000 to Blender Foundation. So amazing work, guys. I mean, keep it up. Do you have any brothers or siblings? Because if you split, you can do more. Do you know what I mean?
Like there's plenty of hate comments, but you got to take the best ones and then you just milk it. You just make it into a joke and then spin it into a donation opportunity, and it's just the best.
When I was recording a video Head Talk yesterday, I actually talked about it too. And when you guys gonna put yourself out there on the internet, you will get hate comments. I'll tell you why. If you buy something on Amazon and you really hate it, you're probably gonna be posting a 1-star comment. There's a good chance for it, right? But if you like something, you're not gonna bother. You're gonna be like, well, thanks,
You,
that's
you're
great.
expected to get a good result. You're not going to speak about it, right?
Yeah, but if you really like super excited and you're like overwhelmingly happy with you're gonna leave 5-star reviews. Okay, that's why people leave reviews on courses, because they really are emotionally involved in the results, right? But what I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. See, it's aging. I need an assistant to remind me what I was saying. What I was driving at, I forgot. I was
No,
trying to
just like
make a point.
if you're putting yourself out there in any way,
Thank you. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
you're
See,
gonna.
that's why you need young people around you. So they have a good memory. You have to be ready to. You have to expect storm. Okay, people will come to try to bring you down, and the reason is because they simply have unsuccessful lives. They're unhappy with themselves, and they will try to project this on you. And like you see with the woke movement, ironically, they're very unhappy, and they preach tolerance, but they're very intolerant to everyone around them, which is a paradox, right? But that's what happens. So they people gonna try to bring you down, and try to use whoever thinks like them, and tries to reassure them in their mindset that this is the right thing to do, which it isn't. So you really need to grow a thick skin. Okay, you just have to ignore it, all right, because it's gonna affect you if you don't. And it shouldn't, because these comments mean absolutely nothing. They're just pure
The
bullshit.
analogy I give guys, if you like deal with that, is it's like a mosquito.
Yeah,
Like they're pretty like useless
mm,
like creatures, to be honest,
just
but they're
sloppy.
still like trying to bite you and fly around. You just gotta swat them. So it's just like annoying. It's a nuisance, but they're not really significant in any way whatsoever. It's the same analogy.
Put Minzy on. Brother, you have no idea how much drama there is in the Blender community, man. You have no clue, man.
Drama queens everywhere.
We get, we don't really get any emails. Like, we get them like once in a year or whatever, if someone is really pissed or like whatever. But I'll give you an example. There was a guy we received an email from recently, and he said that he received an email about, I don't remember what it was, maybe a 3D course or something, the promotion, and he replied with something like, why would I buy another course from you if the first one didn't work? So we went into the fucking into his account and
It
checked,
was like
and
2% completion.
no, it was zero. And guess what? He
Was
bought the
it?
course in 2023, and he messaged us back in 2025, 2 years later, that the course didn't work for him. I said, "Bitch, really now?" And see, that's the type of people. Like, if you look, for example, at this is why when people get something, you think about it, right? When you get something that's really really cheap, you will not only not respect it, but you're also not going to even bother with it, because there was no pain involved in getting there, right? So if there's a lot of pain involved in getting somewhere, you're really gonna appreciate it, right, on a different level, like climbing Everest, right? You know what I mean? So it's just these people are useless, man. They're just a waste of space. So we keep them contained on Reddit and occasionally use them for promotion. So cheers, guys. Keep it real.
Yeah, there's always some sort of drama, but
Cool.
the very last thing we'll do is ever apologize to these people. Like
Lions
0% chance.
Lion's mane for memory. I'll try to do that, man, because
Actually, yeah, lion's mane's quite good, actually.
I don't have memory problems. It's just when I go on a tangent, and I remember what I was when I was driving from. Also, it's quite early here, and I need a breakfast.
Guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. It's been about 2 hours. We'll probably start doing this, weekly, if not bi-weekly.
Mm.
But yeah, these are fun. If there's any final questions, post them now. Make them brief. Like if they're super long, we're not gonna have time.
And if you're not on our Discord, hop in. There's a massive Discord, close to 8,000 people, and there's a help section. A lot of people you can network with, ask questions. There's a lot of people in the industry, doing all kinds of shit, like running freelance gigs, 3D printing, whatever.
Mhm.
There's all kinds of sorts of people over there. So engineers, experienced people, people just doing literally everything. So yeah,
Yep.
hop in. The link is in the video description, by the way. So should be. Maybe not in this video, but in all other videos, you should be able to find it.
Yeah. If any of you guys are new, and you obviously want to learn hard surface, the best program to get would be the accelerator. And that's going to get you like the full results in about 2 weeks of time. And yeah, that's probably the best course on the market, right? Like just judging by the pure amount of testimonials coming in is getting people very, very good very quickly.
I mean, not everyone has a chance to an opportunity like we have, which we're very grateful for it to get feedback from actual 100,000 students and so sort of build on top of an existing course and create something that's really kind of delivering. This is why it's so funny because we see these comments sometimes like, really, can I really learn Blender in 2 weeks? I said, look, you're not gonna learn the whole Blender, obviously, because that would be a ridiculous statement, but you
You're
will
going to
learn
learn the hard surface related aspects.
the hard surface related aspect because the curriculum is so well designed and structured that there's no other way. If you're going to actually fucking study, because if you're one of these muppets who gonna come back after 2 years saying, oh well, it didn't work for me, then and did nothing, then you can bugger off basically, because that's not study, that's just fucking around.
It's like buying a program. You look at the title of the video, but you don't watch the video. It's like,
Yeah.
what would you like me to do? So like the best filter for that is to charge accordingly. If it's too cheap, people just like complain. It's crazy.
Cool. All right.
Anyways,
well,
we're gonna
it's
end it
definitely
off
good,
here,
yeah.
guys.
Thanks everyone for joining, and see you
Yeah, it
next
was
time.
fun. We'll probably do this again next weekend, so keep an eye out.
Keep in touch, and yeah, we're on Discord, so sometimes, so say hi,
Yep.
and keep it real, yeah. Keep studying.
Yep.
All right,
All right,
guys.
guys. Peace out. See you.
Cheers. Thanks.